When you change jobs in the UK, your pension doesn't follow you automatically. In fact, if you're not careful, you could lose track of thousands of pounds you've already earned, and that could cost you big at retirement. So let's break down exactly what happens to your pension when you change jobs, and how to make sure your money doesn't disappear. Let's start with the basics. In the UK, most workers are automatically enrolled into a workplace pension. That means every time you earn, a percentage of your pay goes into a pension pot, and your employer adds money too. It's essentially free money on top of your salary. But here's the catch. When you leave that job, the contributions stop. The pot doesn't vanish, but it also doesn't move to your new employer by default. So what actually happens? Simple. Your old pension stays exactly where it is. The provider keeps your money invested, it may continue to grow, and you can't touch it until retirement. But you won't be adding new contributions. Your new employer sets up a brand new pension scheme, and you start building another pot. Over time, if you change jobs often, you could end up with multiple small pension pots scattered all over the place. And here's where the problem begins. Most people forget about them. Right now, in the UK, there are billions of pounds sitting in lost or unclaimed pensions. The Association of British Insurers estimates that over £26 billion is forgotten across more than 2.8 million pension funds. That's money that belongs to people just like you. Money they worked hard for. Money that should be building their retirement. But because they didn't track it, it's just floating in the system. So, when you change jobs, you need to make one critical decision. Do you leave the pension where it is, or do you move it? Let's explore the options step by step. Option 1. Leave it where it is. This is the simplest. Your old pension stays with your old provider, invested as usual. The advantage, no hassle. The money still grows. The downside, over decades, having multiple pensions in different places makes it harder to keep track, harder to know your total retirement savings, and sometimes more expensive. Why more expensive? Because some old schemes charge higher fees than modern ones. Option 2. Transfer it into your new employer's pension scheme. This way, all your money is in one pot, easier to manage, but there are risks. You need to check the fees, the investment choices, and whether there are any benefits you might lose by transferring. For example, some older pensions have guaranteed annuity rates or other perks. If you transfer blindly, you could lose them. Option 3. Move it into a personal pension or SIPP. That's a self-invested personal pension. This gives you maximum control. You choose the provider, you choose the investments. But with control comes responsibility. You need to make sure you're making smart decisions, not just chasing returns. So, how do you know which option is right? The first step is to find out what you actually have. When you leave a job, your employer or pension provider should send you a statement. Keep it safe. That document tells you where your pension is and how much is in it. If you've lost track, don't panic. The UK government offers a free pension tracing service. You give them your old employer's details and they'll help you track down the provider. Once you've found it, check 3 things. 1. The fees. Some pensions charge 0.2% a year. Others charge over 1%. That difference over decades could be tens of thousands of pounds. 2. The performance. Where is the money invested? Are the funds keeping pace with the market or underperforming? 3. The benefits. Does the pension have any guarantees or protections you'd lose if you transfer? Only when you know those answers should you decide to move or leave it. Now, let's address the fear. A lot of people worry, if I change jobs 10 times, will I end up with 10 pensions? Yes, potentially, but that's not a disaster. The real danger is ignoring them. If you track them, keep them organized, and review them every few years, you'll be fine. In fact, having multiple pensions can sometimes spread risk across providers. But here's where most people go wrong. They switch jobs, forget about the pension, and decades later, they're left with a financial jigsaw puzzle, or worse, missing pieces. And remember, pensions are not pocket money. They are one of the biggest assets you'll ever own. For many people, their pension pot at retirement is larger than the value of their home, so it deserves your attention. Let's talk numbers, because this will hit home. Imagine you work 5 different jobs in your career, each with a pension pot of £10,000. That's £50,000 in total. If you leave them scattered and forget about 2 of them, that's £20,000 lost. But here's the bigger hit. If invested, that £20,000 could grow to £60,000 or even £80,000 by retirement. That's the price of neglect. So here's my step-by-step guide if you're changing jobs in the UK. Step 1. Ask your employer or HR for your pension details before you leave. Step 2. File the paperwork. Keep it safe. Start a simple spreadsheet with the provider name, account number, and balance. Step 3. When you join your new job, ask about the new pension provider, the contribution rates, and whether transfers are accepted. Step 4. Compare fees, funds, benefits. Only then decide if you want to combine. Step 5. Review your pensions at least once a year. Even just an hour's review could save you tens of thousands of pounds over time. Now let's address tax, because pensions are one of the most tax-efficient ways to save in the UK. When you contribute, the government adds tax relief. That means for every £80 you put in, HMRC adds £20, making it £100. If you're a higher rate taxpayer, you can claim even more. So don't underestimate how powerful this system is. Changing jobs doesn't cancel that. Your old contributions stay invested, tax relief intact. But here's a myth to bust. Some people think if they leave a job before 2 years, they lose their pension. Not true. Thanks to auto-enrollment rules, once you've been in the scheme long enough to be enrolled, your contributions and your employer's contributions are yours. Even if you work there for a short time, you don't lose it. Now, I know pensions feel boring. They're not exciting like crypto or property. But let me leave you with this perspective. Pensions are time machines for money. Every pound you put in today could turn into 3, 4, or 5 pounds in the future. But only if you know where it is, and only if you manage it. Changing jobs can either be a moment to lose control or a moment to take control. The choice is yours. So, when you change jobs in the UK, your pension doesn't disappear. It stays put. But it's up to you to track it, manage it, and make smart decisions. Don't lose out on money you've already earned. Comment below if you've ever lost track of a pension, and subscribe for weekly UK money fixes to build your financial freedom.